Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Today we'll talk about Chapter 9, Learning How to Learn with Media, a case of L2 group self-instruction. Member of Group 4 are Kiana Silvi Elia, Laela Qholifah Titania Sherly Mulasai, Firna Iranda, Fauzi Abdul Fattah Munir, and Iskandar Maulana Harahap. Introduction. This chapter describes the learner development of adult learners of Japanese in a longitudinal study on second language L2 self-instruction. 1. What the key concept and definition of AV media and L2 self-instruction. 2. What the definition of learner autonomy and collaboration.
Key concept and definition AV media and L2 self-interaction. Let us begin by clarifying the characteristics of AV media and how they relate to self-interaction. Nakagawa, 1992, classifies educational media into four types. First, printed media, for example, textbook and exercise book. And the next, AV media, for example, tape, video, film, overhead projector. And the next is computer media, for example, computer-assisted instruction. And the last is demonstrative media, for example, Braille and demonstration. And the next is learner autonomy and collaboration. Autonomous learners are capable of taking all best decisions regarding the learning activity with which they are or wish to be involved. Next.
Second language acquisition seen as social participatory learning. Social participatory view of learning is a broad term referring to various theoretical approaches that regard human cognitive processes as being situated in physical and socio-cultural situations. Takagi, 1992, p. 265. The study. The overall aim of the study was to observe the process of L2 self-interactions through AV media. There were 34 data collection sessions altogether, extending over an 18-month period. In the study, the data collection sessions took place at the researcher's own home. Since all these learners were in regular employment, all 7 of them were unable to meet at the common time. Next.
Period 1, 11 weeks, session 1 until 11. Teacher used a method of data collection such as observation, group interview, questionnaire, follow-up interview. The material given are lesson 2 until 12 and the participant are Robert, Del, Sharon, Annie, Jenny, Sally, Chris, and other as facilitator. Phase 2, 7 weeks, session 12 until 18. Teacher use a method of data collection such as observation, group interview, questionnaire, follow-up interview. The material given are lesson 17 until 24 and the participant is Robert, Del, Jen, and Sally and the facilitator is author. Phase 3, 8 weeks, session 19 until 26. Teacher use a method of data collection such as observation, group interview, questionnaire, follow-up interview, and the material given are 27 until 34 with the participant Robert, Jen, Sally, and author as facilitator. Phase 4, 8 weeks, session 27 until 34. Teacher use a method of data collection such as group interview, questionnaire, follow-up interview with the material given are lesson 35 until 42 and the participants are Robert, Jen, Sally, and the author as facilitator.
learner improvement in using the media, difficulties encountered in the beginning. Before discussing the learner development in phase 4, let us first take a look at the learner's initial learning stage at the onset of the study and then evaluate their improvement in terms of use of media in different study phases. See you, see Umino, 2003 and 2006 for the learners development in phase 1 and 2 respectively. First, the learner admitted that they had some difficulty in understanding the naturalistic speech provided in the FE materials. The second problem was coping with the variety and the amount of information provided through the FE media. Furthermore, the learners reported that at the onset of the study, they had a critical attitude toward the drama-based videos, which they saw as entertainment rather than regarding them as a learning resource.
In this session, I will describe the changes that occur in the learners during phase 4 as I had mentioned in section 3. Three learners carried out the self-instruction on their own during this phase. Next.
Factors that enhance learner development. How is it, then, that this learner could progress in their learning without any assistance from a teacher or an instructor in an informal learning settings? I will attempt to provide an explanation for this by focusing on first, the formation of COP and participation in its practices, and second, the internalization of learning strategies by means of collective scaffolding provided within the practices of the community.
Conclusion and implication. This chapter examines the case of self-instructing L2 learners who learned directly through AV media without instruction from a teacher. The chapter sought to explain their development from the social participatory learning perspective. I conclude by highlighting some implication for L2 acquisition and pedagogy. You can enter a subtitle here if you need it. Thanks.
We think that's enough presentation from Group 4. Thank you for attention, and if there are mistakes, we apologize profusely. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.